Good morning. It's Kimberly Sherry, International Energy Healer, helping you lead a life of wealth without worry. Today, for Friday's inspiration, I wanted to bring on somebody online. Here he is, in fact. It's going to work very smoothly today. Yay. Jerry Davis is coming online. And last week, yes, hang on. Okay. Um, so we'll see when Jerry comes on board. Anyway, so this will all work out. I'm praying that it will. So last week I talked about money manifesting, and then on Sunday I did my global meditation, and a global meditation on raising your money vibration. And so I wanted to bring Jerry on board, and when this gets figured out, we will do that. Hang on here. Request approved. There we go. Okay, good. So Jerry will be coming. And while we're waiting, one of the things I wanted to talk about is why I wanted to do this on money manifesting is because so many people are still struggling with money. And Jerry had some great results. And so not everybody has these kinds of results, and we're not guaranteeing that you will have the same results. But while Jerry's being added, what I wanted to say is that, this is not like winning the lottery. You do have to do some work. And, people who win the lottery, they usually lose all that money within just a few years. So this is more than just, winning the lottery and then,
Oh,
um, there we go. Yay, there's Jerry.
oh,
Hey, Jerry.
hello. How are you?
Doing
I
great,
didn't.
doing great. Thank you for coming on board. So I really appreciate that Jerry's here joining us, even just to come on board and give a testimony. But, money is kind of a sensitive subject. So we're going to let Jerry share as much or as little as, he feels comfortable sharing. But the reason I wanted to bring him on board is because I think he represents a lot of people, how a lot of people are really just struggling today. And so um, there was the day that those of you who are watching will remember that we did the vision board workshop. And Jerry happened to come by later that day, and we did a little bit of work together. And so I wanted you to share, Jerry, what happened after we were done.
Well, I think I like the pace. I didn't
Okay.
realize my face was gonna be on here. Um,
You're
so
gorgeous.
I'm a little caught off guard. So yes, to your point, we have mutual friends. I came by to visit. You were working on the vision board. We chatted about that, and it was just overall a really nice, pleasant sort of interaction. And unbeknownst to me, as you and I were getting to know each other, because I only met you 8 days ago,
Right.
um,
From today.
you from today,
Yeah.
uh, no Thursday, Thursday. It was today. It's been 8 days since I met you
Short
because
time.
you were working on the yes.
Yeah.
Point being is that we began to have a casual conversation, and one thing led to another, and we started talking about some of the things that were a challenge to me.
Hmm.
And you began to ask me some questions, and we just kind of launched into your talent, your skill. And
I do that every
initially,
now and then. I do random stuff on people that I know appreciate it.
that's right,
Go
that's
ahead.
right, and I do appreciate it. And so we began to talk about some of the issues that I was having. They weren't really related to money, but they were more associated with disappointment, maybe some anger, things of that sort, frustrations. Um, and you went in and did your magic. And um, while you were doing your magic, you said that you noticed that I was dealing with some financial issues. And while you were working on me, you decided to help clear them out.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I was never skeptical, but I consider myself a spiritual vagabond. It's kind of like the book of Jeremiah took him 30 years to go full circle. So
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced a lot and I've seen some wonderful things. I've met some wonderful people, from spiritualists to psychics to just people that are solidly spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Some have worked, some haven't. But I know that sometimes we tend to, or at least I tend to, think more with my mind than my heart.
Mm.
And when you began to work with me, I made the conscious effort to really go into this with my heart. And you did your thing. And after it was over, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was great. Um, we had a moment where you, I think, maybe got some water or looked away, but I just had a quick moment to pick up my phone and glance at it.
Mm-hmm.
And you may recall that
Yeah.
after when I glanced at my phone,
You said
I
you
just
were
stared at you,
you said you were
speechless,
speechless.
speechless. Yes.
What did you
And
notice?
and what I noticed was that it had been 12 minutes since we did our meditation. No, it had been 10 minutes since we had done our meditation. And it was the 12th minute where I looked at my phone, and a friend of mine had deposited some money into my account.
Awesome.
He didn't tell me he was going to do this.
So it's
It was a
unexpected.
complete surprise. It was,
Yeah.
yes, it was unexpected. Um, and it really wasn't a lot of money. It was really only $150, but I
But
was
I think
pretty
it's
blown away.
significant if you can tell kind of where you were at when we even did
Oh,
this meditation. Like
well,
maybe you
well,
had the
I'll,
last two nickels you were rubbing together. I don't know.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, I certainly don't mind being more specific. I'll just try to be as succinct as possible. I'm a former corporate executive. I worked
Mm,
for a major media company in Southern California. 32 years of working in entertainment, and the last 16 with this major media corporation, which ended 5 years ago. And for numerous reasons, um, I was struggling trying to find employment.
mm-hmm.
And while pursuing some entrepreneurial endeavors, I experienced a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I did have a good run, well, maybe for the majority of the last 18 months, but that all imploded in April. I
Mm,
had two well-paying clients, and I was making maybe 8 grand a month, and they were gone.
mm,
And so since April, I was struggling to do everything.
mm-hmm.
I even had to take a trip to Dallas. Fortunately, the trip was covered, but I traveled from California to Dallas with $33 in my pocket,
Wow. Wow.
and so it was really tough.
Yeah.
So the 150 that came in,
That was a
um,
big deal.
yeah, it mattered. It
Yeah.
mattered. It mattered.
Exactly.
But then, as they say in music, the hits just kept coming.
Okay. So tell us more.
So
Well,
so that was immediate. That happened that Thursday that we did the meditation.
right.
Um, so Friday morning rolls around and I'm in a good mood. I'm feeling good about the meditation. I'm happy that I got this little jive $150 in my pocket. Not to demean it. I probably shouldn't have said that. But the day went evolved smoothly. And just before midnight, my business partner sent me a text.
Right.
And essentially, the text said, "We got our funding." And it was too late for me to call him back.
Right.
And so I kind of went to bed with a smile. And
Nice.
that morning, the following morning, which was Saturday, I woke up and at the appropriate time, I contacted him. And he said the investor came through. We got the $250,000 for
Whoa.
funding. And again, I was speechless. And then I said to him, and I said to him, well, I hope this doesn't take a long time because I need money now.
Right.
And again, without asking and unbeknownst to me, he responded by saying, oh, don't worry about it. I just put $500 in your account.
Wow.
And was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then after that, I was in my community in Northern California,
Hmm.
and I was going to visit a friend of mine who's also a spiritualist, and I dipped into a coffee shop. As I was leaving the coffee shop, I ran into a friend who I had done some work for, and he owed me money. And again, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And he goes, "Hey, what's going on, Jared?" And he goes, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going over to our friend's house, our mutual friend." And he said, "Oh, good." He said, "I'll meet you over there. I'm going over to the ATM so I can give you this money that I owe you." And I
Okay.
smiled. I
Yay,
smiled.
more.
And so now I'm feeling a little relief
Yeah.
from this pressure. So
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my business partner,
Before you go
and
on,
we
I
agreed.
just
Yes.
before you go on,
Hmm.
I just want to address that because I think people don't really realize the amount of pressure that they're under, all this financial pressure, all this
Oh
pressure
yeah.
from the 1% until that pressure is relieved.
Yes.
And so thank you for saying for mentioning that. Anyway, go on.
Yes.
Yes. And there's
And
more.
to your point, and to yes, oh yeah, and to your point, I felt very, very light. I started feeling lighter and lighter and lighter with
Yeah.
each passing day, and
Right.
with each little, let's just call it a plug. And
Yeah.
so I decided, I had a conversation with my business partner, and we decided that it was time for us to contact a major music industry contact and just bring them up to speed about the funding.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a major, well, this person is the president and CEO of a major record label. And we sent him some music and we told him about the funding. And it's unlike a CEO or the president of a company this size to call within 30 minutes.
Right.
And he called within 30 minutes, said that the music was, that what we've built was exceptional.
Mm.
And when we asked what were the next steps, he said, "Don't worry about it. I'm running with it. I got the ball." And so now we're on our way to getting distribution for our product.
Yay.
Um, right at about that time, I began to recall the Sunday meditation. And
Yes.
on the Sunday meditation,
Which kind of anchored
um,
everything.
yes, absolutely. But in the Sunday meditation, we talked about not always does it come in the form of dollar bills.
Right.
Sometimes it's someone taking you out to lunch, someone taking you out to dinner, or whatever,
Yes.
something like that.
As a
Hmm.
matter of fact, just to that point, because I also talked about money in, going up to a parking space and having
Yes.
money in the meter. Well, that following day, I had the most money in my meter that it was an hour and 36 minutes. And the space was right in front of the place that I was going to. So anyway, yes, it shows
Well,
up
there
in
you
lots of ways, prosperity and abundance. It's not always just money. So
go.
yes,
Right.
thanks for mentioning that.
And again, to that point, I hate to be sound redundant, but the money that I was starting to come in, because with modern technology with Venmo and automatic deposits and all that kind of stuff, sometimes you have to wait a day
Right,
or two or whatever.
right,
And so, although the immediate future was bright, I was still kind of short.
right.
And all kinds of amazing things began to happen. I have a wonderful roommate. We have a great relationship, but we haven't really dined together in some time. And just out of the blue, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy some food. What you want? I got you." And he doesn't know what I'm going through. He may
All
after he
right.
sees this, but I thought about you, and um, I accepted his offer. And one or two more things like that continued to happen.
Mm.
And I'm trying to remember what the final one was. Why am I spacing?
Well,
So one
while
more.
you're thinking of that, the one thing that I want to just sort of emphasize is, like, why was it this so, like, why were you the one that did the meditation and it was really helpful? I think in retrospect, I think there's some factors that made it more successful. In that, one, you've experienced great success in the past. I mean, you've told me that you even felt like you've had a charmed life, a blessed life. And also, I think you were really, really ready. You were ready to do the work, because there is work involved. It's not just like
Hmm.
I wave my magic wand and your whole life is fixed now. But you're
Hmm.
ready to do the work, and you also have a spiritual practice where
Hmm.
you're connected with spirit. And so
Hmm.
this is about doing the work, raising your vibration. This is the
Yep.
whole point of all of this, is raising your vibration to the place where all of your dreams already exist.
Hmm.
It's just a
Hmm.
matter of being aligned with it. So it's not,
Hmm.
making more money is not about working hard. It is about aligning to where your money is, and then creating the space, the energetic space, so that money can come in and the money can flow. And so, I'm going to let you go on, but I just want to say that I'm going to be posting the recording of the meditation again. For those of you who have missed it, you can
Hmm.
listen to it again. I encourage you to listen to it over and over, and it is going to raise your money vibration. See what
Hmm.
happens, and
Hmm.
you've got nothing to lose. So did you think of the last, or did you want to say
No,
anything else?
I didn't. Maybe it'll come to me before we finish, but you said something a few minutes ago that I think I should probably comment on.
Mm-hmm.
And you were speaking on how we don't realize how much stuff we carry around with us.
Right, right.
And what's today? Today's Friday. So on Wednesday night, I was excited. This past Wednesday, I was excited. The future's bright. I don't no longer have to stress. I
Mm-hmm.
can, begin to engage in the things that I need to engage in.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to bed with this incredible, incredible, incredible enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
I spent most of the evening thinking about what I was going to do. I'm going to do this tomorrow morning. I'm going to do that. I went out and bought a new notebook because I wanted to get one of those notebooks that have the 5 different sections in it, because I want to categorize my spiritual stuff, my business stuff, my family stuff, this, that, this, that, this, that. And
Yeah.
all Wednesday evening was about all the stuff I'm going to do. Well,
Right.
I woke up yesterday morning and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was exhausted and I couldn't figure out why. I basically didn't do anything. I love going to the gym. I never go more than 2 days without working out.
Yeah.
Yesterday was day 3 and I
Yeah.
just had no gas. I
Yep. Yep.
had no gas.
Yep.
And to your point, that's when I realized how low my vibration was
Mm-hmm.
and how it had worn me down over the last several weeks and
Right.
months.
Because
And my body was,
the
hmm
adrenaline of this kind of wore off, and then you realized, because now you could relax, is
hmm
how exhausted you've been. This has just been
hmm
like, driving
hmm
you to exhaustion.
yeah,
And people, think that they just have to keep pushing. They keep pushing, pushing,
yeah,
pushing. And without realizing, our body needs a break. We have nighttime for that. And, but also there's other longer periods of time where we have to take the time to go inward. Every week I try to at least spend a full
yeah.
day out in nature where I can just recharge, and not enough people allow downtime. I never, ever, ever work on a Sunday, and try my best to not work on Saturdays, although sometimes that happens. But build into your people need to build into their schedule some downtime so that they can replenish and relax.
hmm
Anyway, so was there something else you wanted to say?
For whatever reason, it's not coming to me. I
That's
did, I
okay.
did have one other experience, but it's just escaping me.
That's okay. No
Um,
worries. Yeah.
but, all I can say is that I didn't enter into this discussion with you skeptical.
Mm,
I was optimistic. but there was a little tiny piece of me that kind of was like, okay, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
went
and even
exceedingly
still,
well, and it just felt right.
yeah,
It just felt right. It felt like all the things that I was going through had been cleared, and I feel like there's no looking back. I'm sure I'll have challenges. It's just
yeah,
part of the human experience.
yes. Well, and
But hopefully
also,
they won't be money related.
yes, yes. Well, and also, I want to make another point too to this, um, in that there will be new challenges. So, when we're creating money at a much lower vibration, that has its own set of problems or experiences or whatever. When we raise our money vibration, there's all new um, challenges. Like, maybe the fear of failure will show up, or
Mm,
the fears that it's not going to last. That's a really big one. And so
mm,
there's an ongoing process that needs to be done, and that's how, this is why people hire me to help them move through this stuff, because new stuff is going to continue to show up. If you're a healer, that's great. You'll probably be able to move through a lot of this stuff, or at least move through it faster.
mhm.
However, this stuff stays hidden. It stays hidden where you can't access it because it's afraid. Because at the bottom of all of this is fear.
Mhm.
There's the fear that you're going to touch the fear. The fear makes you afraid. The fear paralyzes you. The fear will stop you. The fear will not allow you to take a next step. The fear will make you tired. All these ways that fear shows up, it's nearly impossible to move through by yourself. So, hire me, great. But, and if not me, hire someone.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking to you specifically. I'm speaking to all the people that are listening right now or into the future. Um, get help to move through this stuff,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
there's no time to waste. Like, whatever. We're already halfway through this year, right? Boom! How did that
Yeah.
happen? And
Yeah.
things are just going to continue to speed up. So, like, what are you waiting for, people? Just do it, and you have to do the work. There's really no way around it. You have to go through this stuff. So it's a lot easier with help and people who have done the work and people who are not afraid and been through a lot of really challenging things. So, was there any parting words you'd like to say, Jerry, before
Well,
we leave?
yeah, I think the only parting words that I have is I want to piggyback on the last point that you made about having to do the work.
Yeah,
I took very, very good notes from the Sunday meditation, and even prior to that, I took, we had a discussion, and I took notes, and I immediately began to practice the things that you suggested. And I
right.
do recall you saying that I'm trying to remember exactly how you phrased it, so you can probably correct me, but you said something about 10 days. Um,
Yes, the work that
mhm,
we had done that day, you were going to integrate over 10 days.
right.
Yeah,
And that's what I did. That's what I did.
yeah,
And I guess today is day 8,
yeah.
according to my calendar. And once we get off the phone, I'm going to go meditate.
Of course, because it works, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But not just
Hmm.
any meditation. There's a very specific
Well,
way that I
yes.
have you meditate. And so I'm going to be posting that link, the recording of that link. It's an hour and 11 minutes, which is
Mm.
funny, three ones. And so people listen to the meditation, practice
Hmm.
it, and notice what you notice. And when you're ready for help, contact me. I will be traveling. So after I'm leaving to Mexico next week, but I won't be doing any work while I'm on that trip. I'll be in Mexico and Tulum for maybe a couple weeks. I'm not sure how long, but anyway, I can always do people's temperature reports. That's where everything starts for people who want to work with me. It's a report where I measure at least 25 different things. So you can know where you're at energetically. I know where you're at energetically. And then you can see what you want to do from there. There's no obligations after that. So, anyway, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on board, Jerry, and sharing your experience. And because I know talking about money can be sort of a vulnerable sort of thing. So I look forward to seeing more about how you
Hmm.
evolve and grow, and looking forward to helping you along the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, it was amazing. It was quite the experience, and I'm profoundly, deeply touched, and
Mm,
it was great. And you
good.
just made me think of one last thing. Um,
Hi, Edgar. Nice to see you here too. That's a very good friend of yours.
also, your YouTube links.
Mm,
I did go onto your YouTube links and I saw some of the previous ones that you had done about manifesting money. I think
yeah,
it was a 2 or 3 part series, and I saw those.
yeah.
And those are also good. I'd like to just kind of give you a little plug there on that.
Oh, well, great, great. Yeah, those are good. And I have not posted new YouTube videos in a very long time. I've been doing this live every week for over a year. So I haven't really been inspired to do more YouTube. Although I suppose I could post these there, but I haven't. At any rate, yes, I'd like to do some that are a little more updated because
Okay.
some of those things are a little bit outdated. It's not to say that if you did them, it would be wrong. It certainly would help. So, but I just like, want people to be the most updated. So follow me on Fridays. Every Friday, I'm here at 11:11, and come and get inspired next week. Next week, I will be broadcasting from Mexico. So join me. That'll be Central Time because I do it at 11:11 in whatever time zone I'm in. So anyway, all right. Is that it?
I think so. I think we got it
Okay.
covered.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Jerry. And friends, we'll see you next week. And until then, keep asking my favorite question. How, Jerry? How does it get any better than this? And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. All right. Much love, friends. Namaste.